How's it going, boys? Where's my lacerate build? Everything I've seen is dog shit. Okay, one Gucci. It's not lacerate. Actually, what bleed ascendancy do you guys think I'm gonna play, guys? Jug, Inquiz, Warden, Glad, Zerka, Slayer. But nobody considers it. Now, this might be a bad idea. This might be a bad idea, but it seems kind of broken to me. It seems really potent. How'd you get that version? Oh, if you need this version, go to options and opt in to weekly beta test and then restart POB and you'll get a beta version of the POB, which has the new nodes and stuff. It's not everything's working, but a lot of stuff works in it, including weapon quality, I think got updated. We're waiting to steal this build, hurry the f up. Well, I don't know if it's stupid and I don't want people to make fun of me. This is why I POB off stream, because the POB climate, I mean, look at Ruin Lance. All right, look at Ruin. I don't want to be Lance or Rue. I don't want to. It's only fun when I'm not involved. All right, let me explain the concept, and you guys can tell me if it's a bad idea. All right, let's take this from scratch. Okay, I've already POB'd it. And I'm pretty sure it's good. But I want to know if the concept makes sense. So originally it came because we thought this would work with auto exertion, which it doesn't. But I still think it's worth, even though the gameplay might be a little awkward. And this is the pain point. It's a Warcry build. Because Chieftain, this is 40% more damage, right? Well, it's an extra support gem, right? And then the infinite power, this is the base default effects with a Chieftain without Warcry power. And then obviously you roughly double it, depending on how much buff effect you get, but you double it. It gives you 20% life regen on Enduring Cry, roughly 40% more damage on rallying. This is before this is not including the exertions, by the way. It's over 50% more armor. I had to drop the max res. It's just without the auto exertion and the fact that it doesn't give the buffs. It's just cooked. But you're a chieftain anyway, so this is, you literally just get the max res elsewhere. It's fine. Here's the idea, right? Chieftain ends up being more than double damage. So Chieftain is better than War of Attrition, and you don't have to wait 2 fucking minutes, right? Literally more than double damage, right? And before you keep saying it's a 10-button build or whatever, hear me out. You know how the old Warcry builds, they had to go like 1, 2, 3, slam, slam, 1, 2, 3, slam. You know, there was a rotation, right? This is more like D4. Has anyone here played a Barb in D4? Raise your hand. There's probably a few of you, right? Has anyone here played a Barb before? D4 bad? It's more like the D4 Barbarian because you're not exerting with anything other than Seismic for the most part. The only exertion you really care about is Seismic. The rest is just buffs. You're basically just crying like, and you get like a 10-second buff that you need to cast, well, once every 10 seconds, right? And the best part is none of the buffs are like mandatory. So, you know, like, for example, I'm not going to run Ancestral because if it falls off, that's cringe as fuck. But the more armor buff, that's ethical. Like, you're not going to lose all your armor. You're just going to lose 55% more multiplier. So it's not going to, like, kill your build if it falls off occasionally. It's not like spell suppression or max block or anything like that. It's a relatively easy buff to maintain with high uptime. And I've obviously over-invested into Warcry speed, so it's 0.27 Warcry speed. And I can maybe get more somewhere from, like, Influence Gear. And I think it will be fast enough and smooth enough that it should be fine. Essentially, you have to press 3 Warcries. 3, because I'm not going to do Intimidating, I think. 3 Warcries with a 0.27 cast time that lasts about 10 seconds. And they have, like, maybe a 5 or 6 second cooldown, depending on tattoos. Yeah, but remember though, it's essentially replacing totems, right? Except they're just 10-second buffs that like persist. You know, you don't have to like place them and worry about them dying, and you don't have to replace them all the time, and you don't have to worry about being near them. This is too clunky. You think so? I don't think it will be. I mean, look at Earlkaiser's Earthshatter build. That will feel clunkier because it actually relies on the exertions. This doesn't. You will have 100%, I just want to reiterate, you'll have basically all your damage without exertions. I think it's like 80% of your damage. 100% on League Start, actually. You'll have all your damage without exertions. The exertions are just like extra, right? Because there's a few conditionals, there's the aggravate. Like, you do want to be exerting, but it's not like this massive multiplier like it is on Earth Shadow. Well, okay, what if I told you, chat, this build can reach dot cap with very basic gear? Because it can.
Awesome build, I love it. However, due to a horrible injury while defending my truck through the desert, I only have 3 fingers. What else can I do?
Play Righteous Fire. There you go. Play Righteous Fire. Easy, easy. Unleash the build. Do you think I should show off the build? Do budget first? No, we can go down to budget, because the budget gear is pathetic. So this is the build, chat. 90 max res, 65k armor without flasks, 7k life, nearly 2000 regen, 35 million bleed DPS, 300 million damage per bleed. Using ground slam of earth shaking. And look at the AoE. Look at the... Now, obviously, you have to divide this in half, because it is conal. But... Uber boss carry, right? Show the ultra budget. Well, this is the ultra budget. The ultra budget has less damage, because I think the damage is overkill. But now it's basically immortal, because you have spell suppression, Defiance of Destiny. So you just... You won't be able to die. So you lose, like... You lose 33% damage, and you just become immortal, basically. Obviously, it's not going to show as immortal, but trust me. Budget uses T0. Now, budget is 13 million DPS, and it uses just life and dealt multi and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Visathis is not a T0, though, to be clear. Visathis is a T1. It's not so bad to get. I mean, there's literally a div card for this. It won't be that bad. Can you clarify bleed damage versus bleed DPS? Sure. So, if I hit 1 time, my bleeds will do 13 million damage per second, and it will do 82 million damage over the duration of the bleed. So, I could theoretically attack something like regular Maven once with the budget version, and just one-shot it. I could pretty much one-shot Maven, I think. Isn't it Chatter this league? Yeah. So softcore trade. So I honestly, I think I'll be fine getting this level of gear. Very fine. We're at the attack rate. Yeah, it's a slam build. So roughly 1.9 attacks per second. We can get more attack speed if we need, but it is a slam build. Like, if you attack too fast, that's going to be a problem. You'll delete your exertions too quick. How much piano? So that's the only downside of the build. The only downside is you have to press 3 buttons every 10 seconds that have 0.27 cast time. I think it's okay. How about mana? Everything's life tapped. I said fuck it and I just life tapped everything. So no mana problems, obviously. Yeah, it's literally D4 shout barb gameplay. Honestly, if you play D4 shout barb, it's just, you go, done. Other cries instant? No, you can't get them instant anymore. I don't even think you can get them instant. I don't think there's a way to do that anymore. Adorned. Yeah, I'm not gonna share the OP version of the build. I'm not gonna share the OP version. That's just for me. We're gonna treat this the same way we treated Archmage last patch. I'm not giving you guys the ultimate POB. Can you share that? Well, I think we need to determine if 3 Warcries on a 0.27 cast time is playable.
For yourself.
I mean, I guess we could, like, test it in game. Oh, I'm stupid. I was like, what the fuck? Alright, that's good. Alright. 0.27. Nah, that feels fine. If I have to do that every 10 seconds, that's fine. And you only need to do 2, actually. That's fine. That's fine. That is totally fine. Nah, that will be totally fine, dude. On a 10-second duration? Every 10 seconds? Yeah, but then you have 10 seconds of just boom. I'll just chuck in the faster attacks. I probably have a faster attack somewhere. Alright, well, this is a bit faster than I would have. Oh, I mean, that's like fucking instantaneous. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not using Earth Shatter either. I'd be using the thingamajiggy with way more AoE. Why Grand Slam? Well, we can pick whichever slam we want. EQ. I mean, EQ is the same damage. It's just... I think it's like tiny bit less damage. You can play EQ, you can play Sunder, you can play the Alt Ground Slam. EQ is better coverage. Honest to God, I'm pretty sure the best coverage is Grand Slam, because check this shit out. So this is the oh, and remember, this guy's level like fucking 60 or some shit. And I'll have more AoE. So just imagine this with like much bigger AoE, right? Like much bigger AoE. But this is just like a showcase of like literally SSF first map. Right? Like, you see how big it hits? And remember, obviously mine will be a lot bigger. Like a lot, again, this is level 60 SSF. It'll be a lot bigger. Lol. Yeah, right? I'm pretty sure this is better than Earthquake. Like, I'm pretty sure this is better than Earthquake, no? Like way big. I mean, again, it's got a massive multiplier to the AoE. It's just gonna fuck. Yeah. Now, disclaimer though. I think we can all agree. I'm not saying it's not cancer. I think the 3 Warcry gameplay is going to be worse than like a Bleed Glad Lacerate who literally just doesn't have to do... Bleed Glad Lacerate literally just has to press Enduring Cry, right? But, I mean, the damage is literally like fucking dot cap, dude. Do you think it's like a concept though, at least? I think it's a concept, right? Is it a little clunky? Yeah. But all the numbers are there. All the numbers are there. It can get suppression, 90 max res, Defiance of Destiny, permanent 6 endurance charges, so 24% Fizzmit, 24% Elemit. You get 8% on the chest as well. You can get Watcher's Eye for another 8%. You've got Helm for Fizz conversion potentially as well, because I think that's still in the game. I think there's only one. I think the Eldritch Implicit on Helm is still in the game. I think it's the only... That and chest is the only sources. So you've got good Fizzmit, you got 2000 regen, good, like, insane fucking damage, like, absolute insane damage, screen-wide AoE, because Fist of War plus, what do you call it, Seismic Cry is just stupid AoE. I don't know, I think this is a build, right? Would you play this in hardcore? I would. I actually would. But with the caveat that you would need to get Defiance of Destiny for hardcore for Ubers in T17. Like, you would want a Defiance of Destiny. Like, it's just so strong on these builds that don't have... The builds that have good mitigation, but they don't have the good avoidance, become, like, broken with Defiance of Destiny. The aggravate question wasn't answered? Right, so... If I apply a big chunky bleed on an enemy, do I just have to hit it again to aggravate it, essentially? That's it? Yeah? Okay. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I'll have to hit the target twice to aggravate it. So it won't be like a literal one-shot, to be fair, because I'll have to aggravate it. Are you missing one Frenzy Ascendancy? So the reason why is because Fist of War only gives 69% damage, and it's now 98% damage. So if I click this, it's gonna be the wrong number. And so I guess, okay, I should talk about the elephant in the room then, all right? I have done custom configs, and it is a little patty, but I'll explain. The 98% more and the AoE is from Fist of War, because obviously I've just not ticked my Ascendancy, right? So that's what this is. This is fine. This is not pet. This is fine. That's literally totally fine, right? This is the only actual pad, is the Ruthless proc. The Ruthless proc, and I want to talk about this real quick. I think I'm going to replace the Ruthless support gem with the Overexertion support gem. Because the Overexertion support gem is 12% per Warcry exerting the attack, with 10% more, which if I was to run Intimidating Cry, I'd have 3 exertions, which would be 46% more damage at level 1. Now, if this scales well, it will be just way better than Ruthless proc. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Can you pay the 50% mana per Warcry? Oh, you're talking about the auto-exertion. The auto-exertion doesn't work. Sorry. Oh, I said over-exertion. Auto-exertion doesn't work. You know, you can set Ruthless proc in config. I did not know that till Zai told me, so I can actually add this. How do you do it? Above life tap. Oh. Right, there you go. Nice. Timing Ruthless with Fist of War sucks ass. Yep. So that's why I was thinking we drop Ruthless ultimately for overexert support. And then you don't have to deal with this at all. Minus 10 mil. Wait, what do you mean minus 10 mil? I wish this number didn't show, because I'll be very polite, but I'll be very, very polite, but if you say I lost 10 million DPS, you're a little bit... Yeah, so damage per second is different from damage. right? Because damage per second, it's like, if I said I drove 1,000 kilometers, you wouldn't say, holy shit, he drove 1,000 kilometers a second? Or like an hour? Or like, you know, you have to keep in mind, bleed damage per second is the number you want to look at, okay? Yeah? I don't have 71 million DPS. That would be the best build in the fucking universe. Like holy shit. Like, no, I don't have fucking, it caps at 30 mil anyway, guys. Oh, I should also mention the mana cost is way higher. This shit doesn't work. But it's all life cost, and you have 2,000 regen, so it's like whatever. But yeah, anyway, I'll share with you my starter, all right? I'll share it with you. 16k max hit. Yeah, because the gear is like, isn't this like tanking at Shaper Slam levels? Wait, hang on. This literally tanks a Shaper Slam. You know what? Fuck you. If you don't think taking a Shaper Slam without any conditionals is good, no Flask, no Molten Shell, that's good. That's very good. I bet you all of your softcore builds don't take Shaper Slams, except unless you're running like Coil or some shit. And they like deleted Fizzeli. Mine do? Chat, link me your fucking builds. I guarantee you. This is my build. Did you just link me? Did you just link me my own? Fuck you. There's no wording change for Rallying Cry to indicate players receive from the flat buff. Rallying Cry doesn't buff yourself, only the Exert does. Is that true? Buff grants added attack damage equal to 3% of the damage of your main weapon power. So how come I get more damage when I Warcry? Gives nearby allies a buff based on the damage of your weapon. You don't get an icon in the top left. Ah. So is Rallying Cry not good? Bill's dead. Oh no. I got baited the same. I tested it in game and I saw I got a damage buff. But is that damage buff from like just Admonisher, I guess? And exerted attacks? Is it just the exertion? Alright. We lost damage. You know what? I'm glad I found out. It's okay. It's 7.2 mil because I wasn't exerting before. But yeah, it's definitely not as potent. That's buttons to press. Well, that's the thing. I would argue, knowing what I know now, we take a massive damage loss and we run Intimidating Shout instead. Because if that's the case, we go for the movement speed buff instead, right? So if we don't need to run Rallying Cry, we run Intimidating Cry instead. To be clear though, we don't care about the double damage. The double damage doesn't do anything. It's just for the extra Cry plus the movement speed. So that gives us extra 40 movement speed. So we just lost a bunch of damage, it is what it is. I mean, I guess that explains why the damage was so high. Definitely less OP. Definitely less OP. See, I would argue then, if this is the case, we just completely ditch Rallying Cry entirely, right? I mean, I have an extra aura now. Or I can drop a bunch of reservation. For people asking me to automate them, the automation doesn't work. So if you look at auto exertion, it has a debuff on it. Warcries do not grant buffs or charges to you or allies. So if you automate Enduring Cry, it does nothing actually. It literally doesn't do anything. If you automate Enduring Cry chat, it literally doesn't do anything. Like literally. Chieftain War, I know, right? How bad of an idea does this sound? Until you realize you get 90 max res, you solve a bunch of your resistances, which allows you to get suppression and damage over time easier. You get permanent shouts, which give you things like endurance charges, regen, movement speed, AoE, armor, and you get an extra link for 40% more damage. How nice is it? What's wrong with the Fist of War? It's not buffed yet. It's supposed to say 98% or whatever instead of 69. How good's your weapon? Now, this looks insane, right? But remember, this is the endgame POB, and the reason why it's so high DPS is because the quality changes, right? The quality changes are insane. So weapons in general will have a lot more damage now. To mirror weapon. No. All weapons. Chat. All weapons have way more damage now. Way more damage. Like, it's not just... this looks insane, right? Look what's possible, though. If we whip out the 30 qual, right? And we go for an actual mirror tier weapon. So this would be the actual perfect weapon, right? What is it? It is 57% more damage. Yeah, this also doesn't have an enchant either, so there'll be more. So the reason so again, compared to what's possible, this is I think this is a fairly... Actually, you know what? Before you guys tell me that this weapon is too good, guess what I based this weapon off? This weapon should look familiar, because this weapon I copied from somebody. Yeah, this is Quinn's weapon, chat. It was before he swapped to the staff. But he actually had this exact weapon on a Karui chopper. I just copied I copied it and put it on a Sundering Axe instead. If Quinn can get a weapon like that, anybody can. Agreed. True. Where's the POE link? I don't want to link it anymore. People ask me questions like, why is your EHP so low? It's so low because the build's designed to tank large hits and then mitigate that hits to either recovery or Defiance of Destiny. The reality is, while 28,000 max hits sounds low, Uber Shaper, not designed to be tanked in the game, hits less than this, right? This tanks Uber Shaper Slams, it tanks Uber Cyrus Meteors, it tanks, you know, Maven Fireballs, it tanks whatever the fuck you want it to tank, right? It just doesn't look like a big number because it doesn't have Grace. Like, your dog shit piece of shit Deadeye probably has higher EHP, despite the fact that you die like 5 times a map. But that's because EHP is a meme. EHP doesn't mean anything. EHP is fake stat that doesn't mean anything. I fucking hate EHP. I want to die. I can't stand talking about EHP anymore, guys. I play hardcore for a living. Like, let me tell you, EHP, dog shit stat. Why do I have to have this talk every fucking patch with people? I shouldn't have to explain this still, to this current day. I shouldn't have to explain this.
According to Quinn69, it does. And he's mechanical god.
DM the POB dev and tell him this.
Selfish.
I did better than that, Kowalski. I went to ExileCon and I went climbing with local identity and I fucking told him. And he's like, yeah, but it's still a helpful tool. Fucking... I didn't ignore me. It's just, it drives me mental though as a streamer. It drives me fucking mental. No, it is helpful though. So it's just people aren't very smart. They think a bigger number is better, right? And if they understood what the number meant, it's not true. Like, chat, let me ask you guys a question. This is probably a really easy way. Ready? Watch this. Ready? Look at EHP. Is my build tankier now? Because no, nothing changed. It's the same build.
So big.
It's the same fucking build. Nothing changed. Nothing fucking changed. Ticking molten shell doesn't make you tankier. Nothing changed. Bigger number? Oh. Do you see the problem? Well, yeah, well, the fuck? Yo, look at me now. Yo, am I tankier now? Look at that. Watch this, ready? I'm gonna tick everything. Watch this. Holy shit, guys. Look at me now, guys. What the? Yo, look now, guys. Whoa, guys. Oh my god, 250k? What the fuck? It's the same character, chat. It's the same fucking character. Why not Karui Axe? You mean, Karui Chopper? So, Karui Chopper is better by a lot. The reason why I don't want to do Karui Chopper is somebody told me, it was El Padre, he was telling me, I don't want to be attacking too slow because it's gonna feel bad. So even though it doesn't translate to DPS directly, it means I can fish for more bleed procs. It means I don't like get attacked before I attack. So getting like honestly, even getting to 2 attacks per second was not that easy. And that's with a Thundering Axe, with a good attack speed roll. So even though it's more damage to go the Career Chopper, I decided to go against it just because I don't want to be too slow. I don't want to be too slow. Alright, anyway, peace. Thanks for making... You did actually, unironically, no memes, okay? Memes aside, you did actually make my build a lot better. So, GG. I'm very happy with the build. It might need a few gem swaps, but ultimately, it will work. Everything's gonna work. Like we might be switching volatility out. We might be switching. We're definitely switching ruthless out. But that's fine. Like cruelty, overexert, boom, done. So GG. Very simple, very good, very potent. I'm happy. I think the build's gonna be sick. I can't really league start test it, but maybe I can. No, I can't really league start test it. Fuck, it's so awkward. Do I just do like regular Sunder leveling for practice, or like I don't even know. I don't know, because I can't really practice my build because it doesn't work right now. Like literally. Oh well, I'll figure something out. Anyway, worst case scenario, I guess I look at I guess I look at other people's builds, so I can we'll do that instead maybe. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. You guys know when I'm screaming in the microphone, I still love you, right? Right, guys?